Good morning. It's a good live chat webinar yesterday. I'm not sure there's enough matches to warrant one today. We'll have a look. Italian Serie A got the late winner for Inter, all there in the research for you. Heavy scorers in the last 15 minutes of matches. The other matches, we missed a great opportunity to lay Monza. Well, if you're at the live chat webinar, it's a matter of seconds. Laying Monza at 1.04, well worth doing, 0-3 up. And as you can see, hell of a response from Frosinone, would have got the odds as high as about 1.45, 1.5. Pretty good swing there. Just a second or two from landing that. This is what happens when you keep winning 1-0 and you don't score and you concede a goal. It's a tightrope they have to walk. You could have laid over 1.5 goals, back Fiorentina +1 and sat back for a break even, and then you'd have seen that missed penalty for Bonaventura in the 64th minute. Oh dear, another idiot can't score from 12 yards after being paid hundreds of thousands a week. Hang your head in shame, Bonaventura. So ever so close. English League One. Derby was just far too good. We did take on this late Cheltenham lead 2-1, but as I showed you amply in the live chat webinar, Portsmouth against the bottom four struggle. They even struggled today. That goal was an own goal. Could have laid the draw second half, Exeter and Carlisle. A couple of dodge pots, and they could have got the late equaliser for Port Vale. I don't know why I was hesitating, because they were absolutely dominant throughout this match against Charlton. Should have got the win really. Barrow and Tranmere continue their good record against 11th and lower. Could have laid the draw second half there. We did get the Bradford equaliser. This is a great example of trading. It's not the final result that counts. It's what happens in play. We got this, we got this. So you could have been out before you know it in the 79th minute on the assumption that Bradford had done the job, but then suddenly, boom. What a turnaround for Crawley. So that's a great example of trading, because once you're out, all of this noise afterwards is not going to touch you. All of this doesn't matter. They did deserve to get the equaliser and to lead Bradford, but what a slip up at the end. Awful. Mansfield and Crewe. Mansfield's second only defeat this season. We got out of it. If you were at the live chat webinar, you'll have seen both teams to score no working very well. And if you were not, you would have laid over 1.5 goals, cover that 0-1, get a break even. Battle of the Dodge Pots. Finished 2-2. This could have been an opportunity for Forest Green to record a win, but no, it's Forest Green. It's the Hoffenheim of English League 2. FA Cup was actually quite good yesterday, particularly if you were siding with the Premier League clubs. Absolutely dominant forces throughout. Newcastle, local derby, Sheffield United, and the ones we profited from, Bournemouth and Aston Villa even. A late goal from Aston Villa, and Brighton as well against Stoke. So this was all about a game of two halves. 2-0 QPR in the first half. Bring on a couple of the cavalry second half. Clivert and Christie. They didn't even need, well, Clivert getting the winner, I suppose. So an excellent result for these substitutions. That's the power these big sides have. Late ones, well, Chelsea just absolutely dominant. If you were sticking with the 1.2 odds, 3-0, 3-1, any other home score. Market does get these quite right, doesn't it? 1.25, 3-0, 3-1, any other home score. 1.36, 3-0, 3-1, any other home score. You get the idea. It's amazing how often the market gets these short odds accurate. Aston Villa late goal was my final call to you after the live chat webinar. It was a very quiet session, so I called it a day early. Odds on favourites pretty much did the job yesterday in France. Odds on. I think this was after extra time. Odds on getting the win, 0-2. Odds on, all of the odds on favourites, it looked as if got the wins yesterday for Les Frogs. 12-0 for Lille, 1.01. So look at that in the future. You might want to look at 3 correct scores and be bold. 7-0, 9-0, 11-0, 8-0, 10-0, 12-0. It's just a luck of the draw which one you get. That's the expected result for a 1.01 shot. Liga Ha'al, all hail to the ale. Didn't really have a chance to trade them yesterday. They didn't concede first as they usually do. Hapoel Beersheva have been a side well worth following, and they are absolutely full of goals. Good result for Benfica, considering this Aruca can be a royal pain in the bleep. They did get a goal disallowed to make it 1-1. This was a disappointment for Braga against Vitória Guimarães. Normally 2 or 3 goals expected of Braga. Well, they got a goal disallowed in the 5th minute. They did score first, and very sloppy at the end. I don't think there was any trading angle there at all. Scottish Championship, League 1, League 2. It's just too illiquid to trade, I'm afraid. Copa del Rey. Well, bring on the cavalry. And off we go. At 1-1. Lugo did have a goal disallowed, which was a pity, but bring on De Paul, Griezmann, Koke. Koke gets the assist. Memphis Depay. And bring on Alvaro Morata a bit later on as well, just to get Lugo's back up. That's the power of these big sides. Girona continue having their excellent season. Real Madrid, did Arandina score first? No, they didn't. A Joselu penalty, Diaz, Rodrigo, and even an own goal for Arandina. So he could have laid the draw second half. Probably a weaker Real Madrid, I would suggest. Just giving some of the peripheral players an outing in this competition, which some sides, as you can see, substitutes: Jude Bellingham, Carvajal, Luka Modric, Rudiger. So it was a weakened side, but they got going second half. Normally tell in the summary substitutions. Valverde and Rodrigo, 59th minute, but that was after scoring 2 goals already. So job done. No real trading angle apart from laying the draw second half. In the Super League yesterday, any surprises? Well, not really. Başakşehir and Adana Demirspor, this was a losing 0-0. Lay the draw for us. Looked at the stats, looked good. We had a goal disallowed from Başakşehir, which was very disappointing. On to today. I'm not sure there's going to be a live chat webinar today, so probably just chat feed with live stream. We've got 2 o'clock as a potential starting point, but there's only 2 matches in Italian Serie A. There's these matches in the English FA Cup. Could offer us something, but trusting the FA Cup is not the ideal trading angle. So I would ideally prefer to have some league football intertwined along with, Italian Serie A, Spanish La Liga, German Bundesliga, Austrian Bundesliga, everything that we're missing at the moment, Croatian HNL 1 League, all having their winter break. So I think it will just be a live stream using the chat. So here's how to access it. Just head off to this live stream facility here. Have your notifications on. Normally you get a notification to allow your notification, if that makes sense. So I don't think there's enough matches to warrant a consistent live chat webinar. If there was, it would be 2 o'clock, 2:45, 3 till 3:45, so 2 o'clock till 4 p.m. But we just don't know if the cup will deliver for us. So I think in a case like this, with a weaker coupon, I'll do a live stream. So do please attend the stream here. I go live using Microsoft Edge because I can't go live because Google have this problem. Camera is currently on another platform, which is a load of old dirty Olex. So expect a live stream throughout the day. Probably going to start at 1:30. It's more flexible than a live chat webinar because 1:30 I can just monitor these matches here, and you've seen how the odds-on favourites have performed in French Ligue 1. Can we trust them today? So let's take a look at some of the research. So you've got research here, 7th of Jan. Click on that box here. AC Milan and Empoli. Again, it's a block of text because I'm using speech to text. Soccerstats.com wasn't working while I was researching these matches, so it's bare minimum research using fcstats.com. So it's Empoli second from bottom in the league, only one home win all season, only 2 clean sheets at home. They've scored in 2 of the last 3 home matches they've played. Third place AC Milan failed to score in defeat against the top 9 at home this season, conceding 2 goals in 3 out of 4 matches. AC Milan 4 3-3 draws. Oh sorry, they play third place AC Milan. So this is Empoli. They failed to score in defeat against the top 9 at home this season, conceding 2 goals at least in 3 out of 4 matches. That gives us a good foundation to work off. 4 consecutive over 2.5 goal matches away from home. Only kept 2 clean sheets all season. That's AC Milan. They've conceded in 7 of the last 8 matches, AC Milan, so they'll need 2 goals, you think, to get the win today. 19th today was a possibility here that AC Milan could score at least 2 goals today, regardless of the amount of goals scored by Empoli. Empoli, though, have real trouble even scoring against the top 8, so it looks like it's AC Milan's match to lose. Torino and Napoli is your old-fashioned derby-style match. 2.4 the favourite. Napoli are not the champions of last season. They're very much underperforming. And if we look, I suspect, at the research, we'll see a quick look. How about using fcstats.com? Something different to show you. So this will just give you a quick eye in to any match using the challenge table. So we're looking at Torino against Napoli. This is a Torino side in 11th place, Napoli in 8th. So having a poor season, Napoli. That's why it's 2.4 the favourite. Were this last season, I think Napoli would be extremely short price favourites. As you can see, the research is a bit barren here. But you can see at home, Torino have only 1 defeat. That was against Inter Milan. A strong under 2.5 goal bias for Torino suggests that defence is on top. That'd be their cue today. Elsewhere, well, let's look at the challenge table. It's an emphatic number of defeats tending to occur against the top 5 and away from home. If we take Napoli out of the equation, Napoli should be top 5. But they've beaten 6th, drawn with 7th. So having a good season outside of Inter Milan, the only home defeat. Not conceded that second goal either, Torino at home. That's why it's 2.4 the favourite. The market can't dismiss Torino today. Napoli, you'll have to change this to this season and to Italian Serie A. And again, have a quick look through. 2 consecutive away defeats for Napoli. You can tell that by the 2 reds here, against Juventus and against Roma. So big names beating them recently. Clean sheet, they're having trouble keeping a clean sheet. Only 5 all season. Conceded in 4 of the last 5 away matches. And it's very sporadic form, isn't it? They're having trouble beating any top 12 side this season. All wins are coming against dodgepots. So this is after the Lord Mayor's show for Napoli, winning the title last season, but they can't follow it up this season. That's the reason you get 2.4 the favourite. No coincidence that the research is a little bit messy. Udinese against Lazio, superb result for Udinese against Bologna. That's the way to end a draw sequence, a 3-0 win. Bologna, one of the form sides in Serie A. 5 over 2.5 goal matches in the last 6 for Udinese, 3 consecutive at home. They're conceding though. They've only kept 5 clean sheets all season. Only 2 clean sheets at home, Udinese, and Lazio won't need an invitation to score. It's 6th against and lower, sorry, but as you see, it's 6 and lower, 6 out of 6 draws. Can they end that sequence again? So they're having too many draws against sides around Lazio in the league. The only way to get rid of that draw is a 2-0, 3-0. So even if your opponent scores, you're still a goal ahead. 8 under 2.5 goal matches in the last 10 for Lazio. Let's see how. Let's see how. Lazio, top 9 side. It takes a bit of. I'll just try to correct a few of these throughout the afternoon. Let's see how. Lazio, This is the problem with the speech to text, but its advantages are clear. It just allows me to do a lot more research for you. They tend to lose sporadically away from home against 2nd, 3rd, 5th, 13th and 20th. Could be vulnerable against 15th today. They've got a good cluster of 4 wins and a 1-1 draw home and away against 14th to 19th. So that's a good result against mid-table sides. They did beat 16th 0-2 and 19th 0-2. Certainly be looking at this particular match to lay any late draw. We can't discount today's 8 performing strongly again. Today's 8. Udinese. Today's 8. Udinese. You've got to be on the ball here with this one. Today's 8. Udinese. Performing strongly again. That 3-goal haul against Bologna was very, very eye-catching indeed. Look to lay any late draw yet again. Lazio's away form is too busy for me to play 15th, though they have beaten 16th and 19th. Salernitana and Juve, well, quite simply, just look at the cup match midweek. It was a 6-1 win for Juventus in the cup match, and you'd have targeted that for a Juve win because it's psychologically important if you're meeting a side for the 2nd consecutive time to just knock the stuffing out of them in the previous match. So this Salernitana are likely to be on the back end of the Juventus win unless they learn from that cup match and overextend their defending. Juve will be targeting 2+ goals to continue their excellent record. When sides meet each other in consecutive matches, naturally to learn and will have learned all about you. And similar story from the cup match earlier in the week. So what that's trying to say, it mangled up my English, is, as I've just alluded to, Salernitana might overextend themselves defensively here in reaction to conceding, I think it was 6 goals midweek. Only 1 defeat away from home for Juventus. They're 2nd placed, scored an all-bar-1 match all season, and against the bottom sides they've beaten Empoli in 19th in the league 0-2 and scored 2 goals against 16th, 3 against 15th, 2 against 14th. So we're expecting again another haul from the old lady today. Roma and Atalanta is one of your archetypal derby style matches, but we've got FC stats up here. Just who was the home side? Let's have a quick look. Roma is the home side. So we look at Roma's home form. These two are top 7, I believe. So Roma against Atalanta, top 7 clash. That's probably the reason for 2.4 the favourite. Roma suddenly start winning against 8th and lower at home. So can they extend that to 6th? Atalanta away from home start losing against the top 11 away from home. So this is an underperforming Atalanta, and on this bare form on the challenge table, you'd solidly be with the special one and Roma. But you must respect the market. 2.3 the favourite. Portuguese Primeira Liga, I tend to prefer Braga et al, but we'll have a look. Bottom 4 sides, so just be very careful. Rio Ave, unbeaten home and away against 10th and lower, but 5 score draws. Touch of the old Udineses about that. They're unbeaten at home against 8th and lower. 3 of those results were 1-1 draws. They play Portimonense in 15th place. They're beaten 17th away from home, 2-3, 18th at home, 2-1, but only sporadic wins since then. It's not really a match to fixate upon. For Millisao and the Chavs, watch out for your catalytic converters. The Chavs are out and about looking to nick your gear. 8th against bottom of the league, Chavs. Newly promoted for Millisao, unbeaten at home against 6th and lower. So again, on that bare challenge table form, you are with for Millisao today. 8:30, I probably won't be about for this particular match. The Chavs defeats against the top 9 away from home, 1-0, 5-0, 5-0, 4-0. They might be on the end of a thrashing today if Millisao turn up, so watch out. Turkish Super League, Kayserispor Sivasspor doesn't greatly appeal. 4th against 10th in the league. Kayserispor have only lost 4 matches all season, but have lost their last 2 matches. Lost their last home match. Their only defeat at home this season. They've scored in 5 of the last 6 at home. They're top 4. They've not conceded that second goal outside of 2nd in the league, so they're likely to keep Sivasspor quiet if that pattern continues. They've only kept 1 clean sheet away from home, Sivasspor, highly likely to concede today in playing a top 11 home and away. They're yet to win, so any top 11 side they've yet to get a result. Istanbulspor against Fenerbahce, 1.18 brings in the possibility of a 20-minute rule here. 100% win record for Fenerbahce against 7th and lower, scoring between 1 all the way up to 5 goals. They did have a clean sheet win away against 18th, 0-2, and 19th, 0-5. They play 20th today. Galatasaray, Konyaspor, possibility of the 20-minute rule again here. 16th today, second against 16th today. Second in the league, 1 defeat all season, 100% home win record. No wonder they're such short price favourites today. Playing 16th today, they've only conceded 2 goals once at home this season, Galatasaray. So Konyaspor are going to have trouble even scoring today. 2 consecutive away draws for them though. They've conceded an all bar 1 away match. 20-minute rule may apply, as I say. These aren't the only matches on today. Let's have a look through the coupon. English FA Cup at 2 o'clock. Premier League sides were emphatic yesterday. So we've got a number of Premier League sides playing today. West Ham been in the form of their life, and this is of course a bit of a humdinger. Might see some team changes, or will we see, because it's a battle for the title psychologically, like Salernitana, Juventus, psychologically we might be fielding some first 11 sides out here. Interesting match. 2 o'clock kickoffs for the FA Cup, but I will be just doing a live stream today, not a live chat webinar. 1:30 in the Coupe de France, as I've already alluded to. Watch out for odds on favourites. A near 100% strike rate yesterday for the odds on fabs. Is the market getting them accurate? So Bergerac, the Jersey detective, is playing as well today. 1.36 Toulouse, coming off the back of that loss to PSG in the Super Cup. This is a slightly easier task. Reims are playing Dinan. Dinan, very near to Guernsey. It's about 1 hour away by boat. Beautiful place. Dinan, I think Alfred Hitchcock lived there. Dinan and Dinard, beautiful areas of Normandy. Paris Saint-Germain, 101. So you saw Lille yesterday. They're playing Revel. You saw Lille. Why don't you go for a big correct score with the bookmaker? Choose 3. Choose wins to nil as well, because that's our expectation with a 1.01. So you might start, I would do odds or even 7-0, 9-0, 11-0, 8-0, 10-0, 12-0. Have some fun. If it comes off like Lille yesterday, you could fill your boots. Greek Super League. Kifisias newly promoted. Gettable midweek. Could be gettable again. Panathinaikos shorter odds than Atromitos were, and they got a very comfortable win against Kifisias. So no need to research the newly promoted. We got some excellent results from Panathinaikos, PAOK, and I think it was Aris Thessaloniki. All odds on favourites, 1.17 or 1.3 and lower. All getting goals before half-time apart from Oli. 0-1 defeat away from home. This is an Athenian derby as well. Piraeus is the port in Athens, where you go to head off to the Greek islands. It's just a couple of stops away from main town. So this is a local derby. No wonder it's 2.55. POK and Aris. If you look at the standings, I think these two are right at the top. It's going to be a good battle for the title. POK and Aris. Aris not quite in the battle, but we've got 4 teams in for the title. And don't forget, there are no spectators in the Greek Super League. That's the reason why Olympiakos, I think, lost their last match, 0-1 against Lamia. It just could underperform. I keep repeating, Liverpool's worst home record, I think, since World War II came during COVID under Jurgen Klopp, with no spectators. So that's the impact that a lack of atmosphere can have. So we've got to enter the match with that caution. Maccabi Tel Aviv, your usual short price favourite. Maccabi Haifa, 1.4 favourite again today as well. It's getting a bit long, the live chat. Portuguese Liga, we've already looked at that as well. I could extend, I think, to La Liga 2 if it offers a tradable outcome. And that's about it. So no live chat webinar today, I'm afraid. Not enough matches to interest us. But what I will be doing is certainly covering for you on the live stream. So as a reminder, head off to the chat facility here and you can get on the live stream, which I'll enter intermittently, so have your notifications on. So sorry there's no live chat today. I do need a greater volume of matches just to keep the chat up and keep the content and the interest going, but I will be monitoring via the live stream, and if it starts getting busy I will transfer the live chat to a live stream and just have that on permanently. Have a great day. I'll see you from 1:30 p.m. onwards.